From the archives of the greatest dramas in radio history, we proudly present Hollywood. The Radio Theater brings you Loretta Young and Joseph Cotton in Love Letters. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keighley. Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Our play tonight is the work of a producer with whom I was closely associated in the past, and whose contributions to the screen I have always admired, Mr. Hal Wallis, whose pictures have won 27 awards for excellence, who is the only holder of 2 of the coveted Irving Thalberg Awards, and who has more than maintained that high standard in tonight's screen hit released by Paramount, Love Letters. In our cast are Joseph Cotton, playing his original screen role, co-starred with Loretta Young in her 18th appearance on this stage, a record that has contributed much to your enjoyment. Love Letters gives a fresh, unusual treatment to an almost classic scene in the theater. The story of one man who pleads another's love and finds himself deeply involved in romance with the girl in question. It's curtain time, and here's the opening act of Love Letters, starring Loretta Young as Singleton and Joseph Cotton as Allen. London, a few weeks after the end of the war. In Miss Billy Parsons' comfortable flat, a party's been going on since 8 o'clock. It's a little after midnight now, and standing in front of a tall window, gazing into the fog-draped city, one of the guests is in a talkative and philosophical mood.
Yes, my friends, we commit unspeakable crimes. We go to war, blast our cities, blast all sense out of our brains, and yet always there before our eyes is that vision of beauty. A beauty we've never seen, but which makes everything we do seem unbearable. A few months ago, behind the front in Italy, Hey, what's happened? Where is everybody?
They've all gone, Alan.
Gone? Sneaked out behind my back?
Literally, here. Here's some nice black coffee.
Oh. Thanks. You mean I've been standing here talking to myself? I'm crushed.
You're also a little under the weather.
I've been drinking.
Yes.
That's bad. Billy, what have I been talking about?
A girl, mostly.
I'm ashamed.
Alan, who is Victoria?
I've been talking about Victoria.
Who is she?
I don't know. I've never seen her, but I've thought about her considerably. I wrote letters to Victoria. Love letters.
That doesn't make much sense.
Well, I wrote them for a fellow I knew in the Army. He thought he was in love with her, I guess.
Who?
His name was Roger Moreland. He married her. I was still in Italy when I learned that Moreland had died. I never did find out just what happened.
You wrote letters to Victoria for a man called Roger
I
Moreland.
started doing it as a joke.
I don't think it was very funny.
I think it was tragic. But Roger was a man of action. He hated writing letters.
The girl never suspected.
You married him, didn't you? Why are you so interested?
You put me on the track of something?
What?
Never mind.
You always this mysterious? I wish very much I'd met you before tonight.
Then remember tonight. When you were down at this new place of yours in Beltmont, remember how mysterious I was.
You'd think a murder's been committed.
There has. An old murder.
What is-
And don't ask questions.
You talk about a murder and then say don't ask questions.
Come on, I'll see you to the station. Alan, why are you going to Beltmont?
Well, because an old aunt of mine died and left it to me, her home, her goods, and a man named Mac who looked after things.
During your discourse, you mentioned that Victoria lived in Essex, too.
Victoria Remington, Meadow Farm, Longreach, Essex.
What kind of a man was this Roger Moreland?
He's dead, Billy, and I'm trying to forget that I made a girl fall in love with him.
Your conscience stick.
Truthfully.
Well, after you've been at Beltmont a while, you'll be able to cope with things much better.
How do you know?
Because I know things about you. Things that may happen to you that you don't know.
The nice things I trust, things that'll put a little kick into life.
Come along, you're the train detective.
Well, Mr. Allen, so you like the house, do you? You know, it's 15 years since you've been here.
Oh, I was so sure it would be changed, Mac. I never found good things to be anything like the way we remember them.
Your aunt wanted it kept just like she had it. She thought you'd appreciate the loneliness and quiet and this coming to rest.
I like that, Mac. Coming to rest. Which reminds me that I could use about 8 hours of it right now.
What time breakfast, sir?
Not too early. I want to take a walk before breakfast.
This is for you, Mr. Allen, this envelope.
What is it?
10 golden sovereigns. Your aunt left them for the girl you chose for yourself.
For the girl I chose.
You haven't chosen.
No, I haven't chosen.
Good night, Mr. Allen.
Good night, Mac.
Well, did you have a good walk, sir?
I went down the road as far as the turn that goes to Longreach. Have you been to Longreach lately, Mac?
Oh, no, not since before the war, sir.
Do you happen to know anyone there named Remington?
Remington? No, I can't recall. Wait, though. Remington. Strange. Something I heard.
What?
It was not good.
What?
I don't know.
I'm going to Longreach this afternoon. I want to visit the widow of a man I knew. Can you hire Trappenberg?
I think so, sir.
Mac, if something bothers you for a long time and you know it can't possibly be what you're thinking, isn't it better to find out about it and be disappointed once and for all?
Why are you so sure you'll be disappointed?
I want to be. I want to get rid of it and forget it.
Why? She's free. She's a widow now, you said.
Mac, you're entirely too shrewd. I hope I'm going to continue to like you.
Oh, you will, Mr. Allen. I'm a fine old man. You'll wonder how you ever got along with that.
Where's breakfast? I'm starved.
This is Meadow Farm, Mr. Quinton. That'll be the cottage, all right. You're the first person who's asked for Meadow Farm in years.
For you said it's well known.
Well, everybody knows it, but knowing a place is not the same as visiting a place.
Wait for me here. I won't be long.
You want something?
Oh, I didn't see you come up.
What did you?
I want to know if Victoria Moreland still lives here.
She's gone away.
Could you tell me where?
London, maybe, I don't know. Somewhere in London.
I was a friend of her husband.
Him? He's dead.
Yes. There's nothing you can tell me about Mrs. Moreland?
Nothing.
Who's in the house?
Nobody's in the house. I'm Jet. I look after the farm.
I'm sorry I troubled.
It's all right. It's all right.
When you're at Belfast, remember particularly how mysterious I was. An old murder. I know about things that may happen to you that you don't know.
Mr. Quinton. There's something wrong, Mr. Quinton.
Oh, no, driver. Nothing's wrong. You can take me back now.
Yes, sir.
No, wait. I've changed my mind. Take me to the railroad station instead.
Yes?
Oh, is Miss Billy Carson at home?
Oh, no, but she'll be back in a minute. Come in, Alan.
You know me?
Mm-hmm.
We've met?
Oh,
Well, who are you?
yes. Fine thing.
Won't even give me a hint?
Sit down.
Thank you.
It'll be funny to watch you try and remember.
It's funny, but not very polite.
Well, should we be polite or honest?
Whichever you prefer me to be.
Oh, I don't like people to try to be what I want them to be.
What should they do then?
Whatever they like. Whether anyone approves or not.
Well, I couldn't possibly say what I'd like to right now.
What?
But you're, well, very pretty.
Oh, please, sir. I'd like to hear it.
You're very pretty, and I'm embarrassed.
And you don't remember seeing me before?
Well, only a feeling that I have.
Where?
Now, this sounds absurd. Overseas at the front.
No, I've never been at the front.
You knew my name.
I've thought of you very often.
Why should you admit that?
Well, why not? I wanted to tell you that I've thought of you, and you'd be glad to hear it.
What made you think about me?
Do you remember being in this flat before?
Only slightly, at a party.
Uh-huh. Billy told me. She told you talked about me.
About you? What'd I say?
She wouldn't tell. Oh, you're upset, aren't you?
Yes.
Why?
I've just come from the library. I found some very disturbing information in the newspaper file.
Oh, what, can I help you?
Well, maybe you can. Do you know Victoria Moreland?
Victoria Moreland?
Mm.
No, I've never heard of her.
I'm sure she's a friend of Billy's.
Oh, no, I know how Billy's friend.
Well, it doesn't matter, I suppose.
Oh, it does matter. You're in love with her.
What makes you say that?
The way you pronounce your name. The way you look.
You know what's strange? You knew it before I did. I never realized it until I heard you say it.
You've been in love with her without knowing it,
It's a long time.
and you've lost her? Oh, I'd like to help you find her.
Look, just who are you? Where did I meet you?
Right here in this room at the party the other night. On Singleton.
The girl who kept playing the Debussy record, of course.
I wanted to talk to you, but Billy kept me away.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, so you're Miss Singleton.
No, not Miss Singleton. Just Singleton.
What's your first name?
I haven't any.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
Oh, hello, Billy. Look, Alan's here. So I see.
Good evening.
I'm sorry. A bit of a shock seeing you. I didn't think you'd be back so soon.
I want to talk to you, Billy. I've been going through some old newspaper files at the library.
We've had a fine time, Billy. Alan likes me.
Yeah.
Billy, who's Victoria Morgan? Do you know her? No, I don't sing with him. Why? Well, Alan thought you knew her. Well, I don't. We must try to help him find his eyes. Because I don't want Alan to be unbothered. Here I am with a basket full of groceries, and the thing I wanted most I forgot. My dear. Darling, run down to the store before it closes. Oh, try. A large package of Pearson's Oats. We haven't a thing for breakfast. Yes, Pearson's Oats. Oh, and don't let Alan get away before I come back now.
So you forgot Pearson's Oats?
Yes.
No, you didn't, Billy.
No, I didn't. But I had to get her out.
You don't have to explain. I came here only to ask you one question, and you know the answer. Where is Victoria Moreland?
Victoria Moreland just walked out of that door.
Singleton?
Yes.
I don't believe it. The name meant nothing to her, and she wasn't putting on an act.
What were you doing at the library?
Looking for an account of a murder.
Did you find it?
Yes. You can't make me believe that Singleton is a murderer.
Not Singleton. Victoria Moreland. Alan, how much do you know about Victoria's past?
Nothing.
Well, she was a foundling. Brought up in an orphanage in Canada. They gave her a name there, Victoria Singleton. When she was 12, Beatrice Remington brought her to England.
This Beatrice Remington.
A lonely old maid who owns Meadow Farm. She adopted Singleton, brought her up as a kind of goddess, guarded her ferociously. She was determined that no one would ever hurt Singleton in any way.
How did you come to know her?
I came from Longreach, too. I was Singleton's only friend.
Did you know Roger Moreland?
We met him together at an officer's dance. When he went away, he started writing her. He fell in love. She fell in love with his letters. Your letters, Alan.
I know.
Beatrice didn't trust Roger. But nothing would stop Singleton. She married him 3 days after his return. I don't know what happened, only that Singleton changed. He grew silent, withdrawn in a strange sort of way. And then one night, I was home on a visit. Jack rushed in, Beatrice Remington's farmer. He begged me to come. When I entered the cottage, Roger was lying on the floor, dead. There was a large knife beside him. Singleton was sitting by the fireplace. She was wearing her white dress. There were dark red stains all over. 2 weeks later, she stood trial for the murder of her husband. I was called as a witness.
Now then, Miss Carson, upon seeing the body of Roger Moreland, exactly what did you do?
I spoke to Victoria. She didn't answer me. She didn't even recognize me. She just kept staring at the fireplace. In front of the grate was a fragment of a letter.
Did you pick it up?
Yes. It said, I think of you, my dearest, as a distant promise of beauty untouched by the world.
Was the letter signed?
I couldn't tell it was burned.
Was Beatrice Remington present at the time?
Yes. She was standing in the doorway leading out of the room. She appeared very ill.
She had nothing to say?
No, all she said was, she struck her. Nothing more.
If it pleases the court, the defense would like to call Dr. Albert Peters to the stand. Dr. Albert Peters. Dr. Peters, on the night of Mr. Moreland's death, you attended Beatrice Remington?
I did. I found Miss Remington in a comatose condition. She had suffered a stroke of apoplexy, doubtlessly induced by shock. She was unable to speak or to move.
Thus obviating the possibility for even writing down what she might have witnessed?
That is correct. Miss Remington is still in a hospital, still unable to speak or use her hands to write. Dr. Adams and Dr. Wiley have concurred in the findings of my signed statement to this effect.
And that is all, Dr. Peters. If it pleases the court, I should like to recall Mrs. Roger Moreland to the stand. Roger Moreland, please. Mrs. Moreland, do you remember your husband striking you?
Who was my husband?
Oh, please, Mrs. Morland, please try to think. You do realize you're on trial for the murder of your husband?
Yes, I understand that. But I swore to tell the truth. I simply do not remember that I had a husband.
Don't you want to remember?
No. I don't know what happened that night. As long as I don't know, it never happened. Not really, not to me. Of course, you can't consider that. You must do what you must. You know it happened. I don't.
Try to think of Roger Morland before you married him. Of the time when you loved him.
I never loved him.
Well, how do you know that if you don't remember?
Because I remember the man I loved.
Who was that?
Well, it seems a very long time ago. He wrote to me. I remember his letters. I loved that man. I still love him. So you see, I couldn't have loved Roger Morland, the man I killed. Guilty of manslaughter. The fact that Roger had struck her was a mitigating circumstance. Several doctors examined her. She was perfectly sane. She'd lost her memory, but not her mind. Amnesia victims are not insane. She was sentenced to a year imprisonment.
She sent her to jail?
Oh, I don't believe she suffered. I don't believe she knew where she was.
She must have known.
If she did, she's forgotten it now.
Forgotten everything?
Everything. Even her own name. The only thing she remembers is her childhood and the orphanage and the name they gave her there. Simple.
She remembers you?
Only because I visited her regularly.
What about Beatrice Remington?
Singleton has no recollection of her.
Where is Beatrice now?
Here in London, at a nursing home. She's getting better. She can speak again.
Will Singleton ever recover? What did the doctor say?
They've warned me never to speak to her about her past. If anyone told her about her past now, the shock could be so terrible she might easily lose her mind. Don't you see why I was so terrified just now when I found you questioning her about Victoria Morland?
Billy, that party here the other night. Why was I invited?
Roger had spoken about you. And when the war was over and you came home, I wanted someone to help me, someone I could trust. Now I'm not so sure I did right. Anyway, that's the whole story.
Except you haven't told the worst of it. You know who the real criminal in the story is, don't you?
I didn't until you started talking the night of the party.
I'm the guilty one. I made her a murderess.
You're the man she loved. You're the man she thought she married, but she doesn't know it, and you can never tell her.
Does she remember my letters?
No, I don't know.
If she does, if she's still in love with me, if she finds that out, she'll despise me.
And you? What do you feel for her? Hopeless, isn't it?
Yes.
But you couldn't be happy with a ghost. You won't be able to face the day when she ceases to be a ghost.
Billy, I'd better leave now while she's still out. What will you tell her when she comes back?
I'll think of something.
Tell her I left. Tell her I left because I'm in love with Victoria Morland. Yes?
Alan, this is Dilly.
Hello, Dilly.
Alan Singleton has disappeared.
Disappeared?
He went out this morning without saying a word, and he hasn't come back. Is he at your house by any chance?
Well, Mac and I've been out all morning, but... Well, no, of course, she isn't here. Look, I'll come right into London. There's a train in about an hour.
Oh, I'll wait here, Alan. Thanks.
Singleton.
Well, Alan, aren't you glad to see me?
In just a moment, we'll return with Act 2 of Love Letters, starring Joseph Cotton and Loretta Young. One of America's treasure houses of culture is the Library of Congress, a 3-minute walk from the Capitol building in Washington. Established in 1800, it was originally just for Congress. But today, 1.5 million visitors a year pass through its imposing Italian Renaissance structure. There are 2 buildings now, but in another 5 or 6 years, we'll have a third, with a total building investment of $84 million. But preserving the rare items of history makes any cost worthwhile. In the library is the Gutenberg Bible, printed on vellum and dating back to the 15th century. Also, the first rough draft of the Declaration of Independence in Thomas Jefferson's own handwriting, and Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, stretched out and rewritten on White House stationery. visitors also come to see Ben Franklin's diagram of the bifocals he invented. Or more recently, the entire store of Porgy and Bess in composer George Gershwin's own hands. It's all part of America's historical wealth at the Library of Congress.
Here's Mr. Keeley at the microphone. We continue with Act 2 of Love Letters, starring Joseph Cotton as Allen and Loretta Young as Singleton. Following Billy Carlton's frantic phone call that Singleton has disappeared, Allen hangs up the receiver, only to find that Singleton is standing in his doorway, quite amused over his obvious concern.
Aren't you going to say hello or something?
Singleton, how long have you been here?
Oh, I think maybe an hour. The door was open. I heard the phone ringing, but I was afraid it was Billy, so I didn't answer.
Now, Singleton.
Can you please, Alan, don't call him yet?
Hello, Singleton.
Hello.
Why did you come here?
Oh, I was afraid you decided never to see me.
Why would I decide that?
Then it is all right for me to be here, and you shouldn't get so embarrassed.
Singleton, one just doesn't do these things.
Oh, I know it looks as if I'm running after you, but I know you're in love with someone else. Victoria Morgan, you told me that. So you can't suspect me.
What?
Anything personal?
Oh, you just came here impersonally. I see.
Not exactly. I wanted to see you.
Now, look, Singleton, Billy's very sick. I'll have to call her. Will you sit down and behave yourself while I told Billy would be on it.
Alan, please.
All right, this is paid in 2 hours.
You're annoyed with me?
Singleton.
No?
No.
Oh, dear.
Now, incidentally, how did you get my address?
Oh, you mentioned it, Billy's party.
Well, you've a good memory. You...
No secret, Alan. I know I have no real memory. Billy told you about it.
Yes.
Is that why you're so loving?
No.
Oh, yes, you are, and you mustn't be. Since I have no thoughts, I have no secrets. Oh, no. Well, you see, we can enjoy it without any obligation to regret.
Singleton, ever since I came back from the war, I've wanted to be alone. I've been miserable with other people. You're the first one with whom I feel it.
Well, that's because you're all broken up inside, almost the same as I am. You've been through the war and you can't bear to look down. I've forgotten, and you don't want to remember. Don't see any difference between us.
But you're so calm about everything.
I'll tell you my secret. There, you see, you're afraid of it, and there's everybody else. Oh, you have no choice. I can't do anything but myself.
I thought you needed protection.
We can be good friends, can't we? You're in love with Victoria Morley, and I... Tell me about Victoria.
I'd rather not.
You love her very much.
You mustn't think of it.
And someday you'll be happy with her. But I don't mind. Because right now you're happy with me, Alan. Alan, you'll come to London House for Harvey.
Of course.
But don't run. Frightened me to get music.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I can't write. I can read, but I've forgotten how to make handwritten letters. Billy wanted to teach me once, but I didn't want to learn again. I'm afraid of it.
And I promise never to write.
Good. Why are you looking at me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, aren't you going to show me your house? Can't we even walk around the grounds?
I'll be very happy to show them to see the Singleton. Well, Max, will you call the village? We'll be needing transportation to the station. Singleton, come on. We don't have a car, you know.
But I haven't said goodbye to Matt yet. Goodbye, Matt. Oh, I will.
Don't you give her ideas, Max.
Oh, Alan, I think it's wonderful to ride to the station in the car.
Oh, what's the matter?
Oh, it's my shoe. I've broken my shoe.
All right, then I'll carry you.
Oh, Alan.
Going to get that train.
Wonderful. I like being carried. And when we get to London, you can carry me all the way to Delhi.
That's what I'd like second best.
All right, driver, we're in.
What's this?
Not to go to London at all. But most definitely we are going. Singleton. Look at me.
You know the difference between us? You're unhappy because that can never happen again. And I'm happy because it happened once. You're not even going to show me this? No. Oh, you wonderful.
He just knows it would be useless to be angry with you.
Oh.
Well, if I'm going to get back to Belfast tonight. Night, Singleton.
And don't forget, you're coming to see me soon.
Very soon, I hope. Shirley, I'm not going back tonight. I'm staying in London. I want you to arrange for me to see at the front.
What are you thinking
Please,
of?
Shirley, as soon as possible. Tell her all about me, except about the letters. I'll be at the Hotel Berkeley. Call me there anytime tomorrow.
That's your visitor by the window, Miss Remington. You can have a nice chat here in the saloon. That's the dealing is. I can feel myself over. Well, you young man? I'm Joseph Remington.
I'm Alan Clinton. I was a friend of Roger Moreland.
I'm not concerned with the past. Please, what's the point? What did you wish to see me?
I want to marry Singleton.
I think you realize what you're saying.
Fully.
Who you call Singleton is not well. He's not himself. He may never be. And I ask how you're prepared to face this.
We love each other. If we try to escape it, it will be worse for both of us.
The prospect of a lifetime with a woman in this condition is nothing living in. But what if you were to regain your health? Mightn't that also be worse for you?
Much worse.
You're proposing to marry two different women at once. Singleton and Victoria Nolan. Only one of them can give you her consent. Would Singleton's consent would bind me and Victoria? If and when Victoria comes back to life, Singleton will consent. How will Victoria look at it? What does her feeling be told?
I have every reason to believe that she'll hate me. It's just part of the chance on his take.
Has Singleton consented to me?
I thought I should speak to you first. Of course, you don't know me, but
I know a great deal about it. I made it my business to inquire.
Then your answer.
I don't want to interfere with you. I did once. I live to regret it. Have you obtained the permission of the priest to take the marriage reform?
The bishop wants to see Singleton before he gives a decision.
Do you know that I love my wife?
Yes. Then, for her sake, won't you tell me what happened that night?
Have you read the account of the trial?
Yes.
Then, that's all you have seen. I'll abide by the decision of the trial. If you get his permission, you have my consent. The day is to quit.
I'll get some more tea, Singleton.
Thank you, Bishop.
You don't know how much I'm enjoying this talk with you.
Well, it was very kind of you to invite her. I've always wanted to do a bishop. Well, it's true.
Tell me, are you quite content to be called Singleton? Don't you sometimes wish for the Christian name?
Oh, no, I don't mind, really. Lots of people in the Bible get along with one name. Some others, not too well with two.
You read your Bible?
Oh, yes, I do. I particularly like one sentence. What great prophet a man who shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? I always feel as if it were written to me.
Why?
Because, as you must know, I've lost the whole world and gained my own soul. You see, not now I can look at the whole world through my own eyes, as if it were a new world, seen for the first time, and I love it. I love everything. Especially the countryside. I've never lived in a country that's so full of surprises, like your garden out there, Mister.
Would you like to see my garden?
Oh, very nice.
Mary? Mary, this is your department. You will show your room, my dear.
Thank you.
No. I'll wait here. Have you come to us?
Your mind is clear and the soul's innocent. Both of you have a great deal of courage. I feel safe to bring it into your care. I shall permit your master.
No, sir.
I think it was very nice of you.
Yes, several do that. Hadn't we better get a cab?
Oh, no, don't listen to that. Couldn't you just sit here in the park?
Still ice?
I'm sorry about the difficulties.
What
What about
difficulty?
me, the ones you had to discuss with the bishop?
How do you know what I discussed with the bishop?
I like to think of you as being so kind. You went around and consulted people to make sure they committed before you spoke to me. But, Alan, what about Victoria Morgan?
That's gone and finished. My past is as dead as yours. We're both making a new beginning. I want you to trust me.
I trust you, Alan. I know you love me, but you can't worry now until you find her again. If you don't, you'll never be sure.
I am sure. Singleton, if you love me, you'll forget that name and never think of it again.
Oh, I love you.
Enough to marry me.
How?
What's the matter?
I don't know. I knew what you were going to say, and yet when I heard you say it, when I heard you say it, the next time something happened. It's frightening. I don't know why.
Something out of your past.
Well, there is something in that. I don't know what it is, but it's something horrible. Alan, if I remember it someday, it might hurt you, and I couldn't bear to hurt you.
Nothing to hurt me except to lose you.
Say it again, Alan. This is frightening.
I love you, Singleton. Will you marry me?
Oh, yes, darling. Yes.
How do you like your house?
My house. Oh, it sounds wonderful, Alan. My house. Oh, it's beautiful, darling. I love
Now
it.
that we're married, it's time for me to give you Aunt Dagmar's present. Get out. Glenville Sovereign. She left them for the girl I would choose. It's you.
She wrote something on your
Yes. Be sure she is as solid and true as these coins of pure gold. Oh, she's very happy.
I'll take her in the 5 seconds now. The rest
When you're away.
true, isn't it? I'm on a hesitation now.
Do you think it would make any difference to you or me if you did remember the past?
Darling, there's no answer to that question. I love you, and I think I'll always love you. Think about me.
I do very much, but you mustn't force your way into the past. Let it return or not just as it was.
I didn't care before. But I do now. I want to be your wife, a real wife, completely. Eleanor, I must tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Well, this morning, in the church, when the bishop told me that his dear Singleton was the Alan, there was another name in my mind. It wasn't yours. The name Roger. I don't know what it was.
Oh, you were nervous, that's all. So was
Yes, but
I.
why was it?
Not an unusual name. It was the first one you thought of. It could have been Jack or
I
Tom.
don't know how I happened to
No, whatever it was.
Was there someone in my past named Roger?
Don't you worry about that.
No. No, I don't want to worry about anything.
Oh?
It's so afraid of losing it.
You don't believe it, Singleton.
just a moment, we'll continue with Act 3 of Love Letters, starring Joseph Cotton and Loretta Young.
April in Paris could almost be a Gershwin tune. That it's not is incidental to the fact that its composer, Vernon Duke, was strongly influenced and guided by George Gershwin. His first introduction to Gershwin was musical in Constantinople. When he came to America, he was personally introduced to his idol and played for him some of his piano sonatas, prompting Gershwin's urging to try writing real popular tunes that don't be scared about going lowbrow. Whether or not Duke went lowbrow is a matter of taste, but he did turn to writing tunes whose popularity has lessened. Taking a chance on love, Autumn in New York, I Can't Get Started With You, I Like the Likes of You. At the same time, Duke was following the advice of his mentor in writing real popular tunes. He was following the advice of his creative desire and writing symphonic works, which were published under his birth name, Vladimir Dukelski. Regardless of the name he used, regardless of the type of music he wrote, Vernon Duke made a valued and enduring contribution to American music.
Here's your producer, William Keane. After our curtain, you're welcome, I'm sure, a behind-the-scenes discussion with tonight's stars. Here they are in the final act of Love Letters. Loretta Young as Singleton and Joseph Cotton as Alan. 2 months have passed. Wonderfully happy months for Alan and Singleton. But Alan realizes fully that each new day brings them that much closer to the moment when Singleton's memory will return. When she remembers Roger Morland, and letter signed with Roger's name, but which he never wrote. It's the 21st day of June now, and Singleton is observing her birthday.
Darling, it was a wonderful idea for the first day of summer, Mother.
That's the advantage of not knowing when you really were born. You had the whole calendar to choose from.
What will happen if I never find Oxford?
Oh, I'm counting on that. That's why I didn't buy you a present.
Oh, that was mean of you. Because I have a present for you.
Have what?
I've been learning to write. Matt's been helping me all these years. Here, I've written a letter to you.
Thank you, darling.
What do you think you're going to do?
Of course. Dear Alan, there are many things I want to thank you for, but I'll just name one because it covers all the others. Thank you for seeing life not as a burden or...
Don't you like me?
It just surprised me, that's all. But it could have happened to write that, dear.
I don't know. The words just came as if I remembered it in some way. You see, I'm remembering things every day.
What things, darling?
Well, I remember beautiful white dress with red stains on it.
When was that?
I don't know when. But there was music and men in uniform officers in officers' dress.
Go on.
Well, there was a young man. Quite pretty and handsome. He was the one. She made me laugh, and I spilled strawberry punch all over my dress.
Don't think about him, Singleton. I've come so much nicer than you think about.
You did get me a birthday present, didn't you?
Look out the window. Down by the road.
A car. A new car.
Well, now you have to use for the run.
And it's
Driving for now, dear. It's time to turn back.
No, not yet, Alan. Please take us down again. What's wrong with you?
But I told you it's not a good road.
But how do you know? Have you been on it?
Well, you can see the road isn't.
There's something on that road you don't want me to see?
Of course not.
Well, then let's go the long way, wherever that is. We'll have to see everything.
All right, so let's go a bit along way.
That cottage.
Yes, sir?
It's a dim house, baby.
Just don't look at it.
It's fascinating. I'd like to stop. I want to look at the cottage.
If you wish.
People just don't let this happen to a house without a reason in the world.
Now, wait a minute. There's a man who's looking at us.
Oh, or maybe he knows. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, look at him.
I know you're trespassing, but my wife wanted to see the place.
Could you tell us whose house this is? I mean, who owns it? Yes.
The end of the cottage is going away. We don't want any music.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Please go away.
It's like a heart attack. I'm sorry we bothered you. Stop. I must be so serious.
You see what happens when you talk to strange men?
Darling, take me home. We have a wonderful house. I want to go home to my wonderful house.
Hello, Phil. I didn't want to call you. I just wanted to make up to sitting there in the garden here with red trees. You're beautiful and brave and nothing in the world can even touch you.
In the world, Thomas. Oh, think of you now doing what you did sometimes. You would be Roger. His name was Roger.
Singleton.
I don't remember his face. But it had a strong hand on him. I loved him. Oh, Alan, I loved him. And I don't know who he was. I don't know how I loved him, but letters. His letters meant so much to me. Nothing can ever be like that again.
Singleton.
No, that's not what it was. I don't remember what it told me. Oh, Alan, what am I doing?
I understand.
I love you, Alan. I love you, and I don't want to leave you. I don't understand myself anymore, Alan. I love you, and I have no right to say
You
it.
have every right, but you mustn't think about it now. You must rest and think of it calmly and get used to it. It's only a memory of the past. You'll forget it.
You forgot Victoria Mills. But you haven't forgotten her. Victoria, you love her, Alan. You still love her. I know you.
Let's get you. I've got to pick some berries. When I help you, the bushes are loaded with them.
It's here. Poor Billy. Yes, I berries anymore. I mean, couldn't you send us some of these? Oh, they're so big and sweet. Blood is blood, Alan.
Darling, that's just fruit stain, that's all.
Oh, it's blood. It's on my hands. The knife in my hand. There was a father. He was on the floor by the fire. There were red spots on my white dress. What happened? What did I do, Alan? No, I don't want to see how things. Please, Alan, put me down.
Beatrice isn't here, darling. I'm just carrying you into the house and you're going to rest.
Yes. It was another house somewhere. Which was mine. What happened there, Alan? What did I do? Who was there who could tell me, Alan? I'm afraid.
Very well. I've got to go. I've got to go to London right away. Don't let anyone in the house tonight. With any luck, I'll be back by morning.
Not observed visiting hours.
I told you, nurse, I must see Miss Beatrice Remington.
Miss Remington is not here any longer.
Here?
She left 2 days ago against medical advice.
Where did she go?
I'm sorry, Matt!
Right here, Mum.
Oh,
It's a fine morning, isn't it?
yes, Mr. Clinton, where did he go?
To London, Mum. He left last night while you were asleep. He feels better this morning, though.
Why did he go to London?
I don't know, Mum. But he'll be back soon. Here now, Mrs. Clinton, that's no way to talk.
Well, you think there's something wrong with me, don't you? But I'm quite all right. You don't have to watch me.
Aye, Mum.
There's the postman coming in.
I'll get the mail.
No, I'll get it. I'm not afraid of letters anymore.
Just one letter, Mum.
Thank you.
I'll be in the kitchen, Mum. Breakfast in a minute.
Yes, thank you, Matt. Just one letter. My husband. No, Beatrice. That is how long. I have come back to Meadowside because I knew my time was short. I want to bring her Victoria. Victoria. I saw her yesterday. I must see you about her. I know that you love her as deeply as I do. I know that you love her. I know that you love her.
Singleton. Oh, Singleton, I'm home, darling. Singleton.
Where's my wife?
She's gone, Mr. Allen. I've looked everywhere. She's gone.
What happened?
I don't know. I kept watching her, but she seemed to take a hint. I left her alone.
I'll phone Billy Carson, maybe. Smack this letter. What is it?
It came this morning. Mrs. Clinton opened it.
From Beatrice Remington. She read it. Oh, what I agree. How could she understand? She thinks
Mr. Allen, I'm going to Meadow Park.
She's here, Miss Remington. She wants to see you. Who's coming?
Oh, forgive me. I'm Mrs. Allen Clinton, and I need your help. I must find Victoria Norman.
I don't know Victoria Norman.
Oh, you do? I read your letter. Do you know where she is? Why do you want to find her? Because my husband loves her. Then it's right to the truth. Oh, no. I want to give her help. I want to bring Victoria back. You'll find out my husband is with her because I can't stay with him anymore.
You don't know the
Oh, yes. Yes, I love him. But I have no right to remain with him. Oh, don't ask me why. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't remember. I do remember him. The white dress in the courtroom. Also, I killed my husband. Oh, I don't want Alan to know that. Please help me save him. Let me find Victoria again. Then he'll forget me and I won't hurt him so much.
If I can help you find Victoria,
You can.
I just told you. All my life I have nothing to control.
Made up for all the empty years.
Now, we're doing what else know we?
I tried to give her all the happiness I had. I tried to protect her.
Now.
I couldn't save her from Roger Norman.
Roger Moran.
Mr. German.
Roger Moran. Yes. Victoria thought she left him.
It's got to be now. Oh, again, nothing else.
But they were married anyway. He wasn't like his
What else?
mother.
No. Lord Arriba.
He soon discovered that.
The message
My
from Hyde.
husband lies a whisper alone, sobbing. Then he
But I
stood
was
for hours.
Hi.
Never
Oh,
knew.
I Gertie.
Couldn't stand to see it.
Now, the
And then one
doctor
night they had calls. Was in this room. They didn't let me come in. The white dress. I was wearing a white dress. I was sitting there by the fireplace reading my letters. And Roger was there to see it. Then
You have that, may
I
I?
asked him to stop.
Why should I stop? I'll drink if I want to. Why do you keep reading those letters?
Because I love you. Because I want to think of you as you were when you wrote them.
Stop reminding me of those blasted letters.
Those letters are you, Roger.
I never wrote them. You hear me? I never wrote them. Another man wrote them for me. You meant nothing to him, just as those letters mean nothing to me. Now give them to me. I'm sick of competing with a ghost.
Roger, don't. You're burning them.
Shut up.
Don't burn them, Roger. Please, they're mine. Oh, please, please.
They're gone now. And I'm your husband, and you're going to love me for a change instead of a lot of idiotic letters. Look at me. I said look at me!
My letters. My letters. My letters. My letters.
No fraction of the hand we accept. Their ass is it.
I'll never say anything about it. He was the night and come into the room. I killed Roger Moran.
No one.
The honest story. My letters, over and over again, that's all you could say.
Tell me how you are.
Then there was a kind of a pain in my heart. I tried to speak, and I couldn't. I tried to move, and I couldn't. I just stood there watching. Your hand touched the knife, the blood. The blood. And now you know the story. I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him. I did, couldn't I couldn't tell him the truth. And I regained my voice. It was for the year in prison and the release. I wanted to go to I didn't know. I had to keep silent because it was your sense when I only needed words. A line never worked no matter what I made it. I can't even ask you to forgive me. It wasn't your fault at all. It's because I love the man who couldn't accept me. You'll never know. He is the man who should see.
You wanted to find Victoria Moreland for me. Darling, nobody can build happiness on the line. Beatrice Remington learned that, and Roger Moreland learned it, and I. Tell me, if you found the man who wrote the letters, would you hate him?
I don't know.
I think of you, my dearest, as a distant promise of beauty untouched by the world. Do you think you can forgive me? Yes, I don't remember.
Oh, but I do. I remember forever. Wherever was you? The time when you were such a great man, so that everything I suffered seemed to have helped me and believed me.
Two talented stars, two delightful people, gave us a thrilling evening on Radio Theater. And here they are, Joseph Cotton and Loretta Young. Loretta, we're most grateful to you for interrupting a vacation in New York to join us.
Well, I've always had a soft spot in my heart.
What have you been doing, Joe, since you finished making David O'Sullivan and Stealing the Sun?
I have been sitting in a barber's chair, Bill, getting my hair cut.
All the time, getting a haircut.
Well, in the picture, I've been wearing it so long, for so long, that
The barber couldn't make it at one operation?
No, not without making me more lightheaded than I am already, Bill. Good night.
Good night, and all our thanks for the superb performance. This is William Keeley, saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Io direte dai noi da tutte le nuove dinastie e non c'è un punto mordato. Io vi tetto protetto le dovate marine, le razzine, uno e le cose nascono in questo. Guarda, le luci da un due e non c'è una seconda del neverano. Io non c'è tanto, ne sono federato, e dove per me non è io faccio fare i doventi a un certo tempo di cosmico, ma ne dire mi sta alla cazzata delle essere non più vedi. I'm sorry, no moment the national road. No, not in the name of the back of the village. What is it? Hard to tell the ferry up the later on this and text the car can't be covered. So I. Oh, we're trying to say I thought there was a hit.
Haven't it? It was a slip and I think so was hard. I'm not sure I'll get.
Well, the Lucy hadn't got to them out count. Sure.
The truth is doing it, nothing much to do.
Lucy, it must have been the weird. It's some outside, some outside. He said, no, you must have taken it. Here's the place on it. Here's the killer kind of years and that. What?
There's a fight when you get to that.
There's some thought on that. There wasn't that bad a mess on it. You check, you know, it's
It's just that I was a to the mama. No, I haven't enough.
way down in the back.
I've been mama.
So that's about it. Very switch up. You with yourself in the skeleton of ours and it's no fear.
As a doctor.
Good place for your teeth now. There's got to. There's you know, give up it. Well, then yes, no, sir. Well, here is. Well, go ahead and that.
He's not the bit of under the idea to be the Hello, ja, het is een hele druk, het is misschien niet zo dik. Ja, wat nog iets dan ook nog maar aan de oren, man, de oren zit niet zo klaar aan. Nee, ze kan niet nou het.
Ja, zo. Ik nou die woord. Nou, je stoot niet. Ik moet je op eigenlijk nou in het. We hebben hier daar dat gebeuren hier.
Hoi, wat had hij gezegd bij hem dat niet?
We staan aan, maar dat is zo ja. Ja, ik kan hem zo hier voor schip, dan je nou doe je af, waar aan de rijden net en dan te doen met.
Wat net?
Ja, op de waarde is dat. Open up master now. And all the way now. Ui, you're sending it now. Remember that. There are. And I'm not really able to do that out.